All right, I'm going to walk you through how to do a sumo style squat. We're going to use a kettlebell. I'm going to walk you through the cues using a kettlebell in particular for this. So for setup, you want to make sure that you actually take a pretty wide stance. My ultimate goal is that as I'm squatting down, I want to have my knee actually positioned as I bend to be pretty much over my feet. So I'm taking a wide stance. Okay. And as with like all of our squats and with all of our exercises, core engaged, but we want to make sure that whether you have shoes on or if you do this with your shoes off, or if you're doing with the minimalist shoes, that you always want to feel that your weight is being pressed into both the heel and the front of the feet and onto the big toe and the pinky toe, so that there's equal distribution of your weight into the entirety of your feet. When I'm going down to pick up the kettlebell, I want to make sure that I'm going to try to keep my body relatively upright. I'm not going to be completely vertical, but I'm going to have the majority of the bend coming through my legs like I'm sitting down. Without the weight, I'm going to kind of demonstrate the knee angle, okay? So core is engaged, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down and I'm going to really drive the knees out. And now I'm going to be in a almost like a saddled seated position. And so then when I'm coming up, I'm going to drive my feet into the ground and I'm going to squeeze the glutes to push myself up, okay? So let's talk about the arm position as I'm grabbing the weight. So when I have any type of weight in my arms, doesn't matter like where it is, high, low, overhead, I always want to make sure that I feel my lats engage. It is not a shoulder blade squeeze. I want to feel that I'm putting my shoulder and I'm sliding them down into my pocket to engage the lats. So I'm going to demonstrate the full sumo squat. I'm going to go down. I'm going to flare those knees out, try to get them over my feet. I'm going to grab onto the kettlebell in front of me. And not only am I pressing the shoulder down, I almost want to feel that I'm bending the bar, okay? Or if we think about my bicep, I have a grip over the kettlebell and my bicep is facing my body. And I want to have that same muscle feeling like I'm trying to expose my bicep by turning my arm. So I'm going to engage my lats. I'm going to have a little bit of that rotation and tension in my shoulder. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up as I exhale. And then I'm going to come down, driving the knees out. So it's going to be a nice big stretch into the groin. And then again, I'm going to drive up, push through the glutes, and come into a standing position. Okay. I'm going to show you a side view so that you can see my posture, that I'm not 100% upright, but I'm not bending over very much either, okay? So if we have a side view, everything looks the same. I'm going to get that wide stance. And then as I go down, my core is engaged because I want to have my spine stay in that nice neutral position. I'm going to go down, drive the knees out, grab onto the kettlebell, engage the lats, and then I'm going to come up, squeeze the glutes, but I still stop at neutral. I don't overextend. All right. So that's our front view and a side view of our sumo squat, so that you have an idea of what you need to be doing at home.